Welcome back, everybody, to episode 209 of the Lookout Podcast. We are still here at Kame House. Summer at Kame House. Shout out to everyone for tuning in. Shout out to everyone for supporting. Shout out to everyone who listened to the last episode for solo leveling. And then also listen to the Chainsaw Man with Cyrus for Big Eyes. Big Eyes is back. So make sure if you haven't heard that episode yet, tune into that episode. But of course, not here alone. Got the guys, got my fellow Digi-Destined over here. We got LJ with the crest of... Name your crest, guy. Name your crest.
Name yours first. I don't know what mine's going to be.
Okay, 80, what's your... And I also have 80 here. 80. Your crest is like, for sure, like... I'm trying to think.
What would power be... or something like that? I don't know.
Power. Come on now.
He's just saying that because he's buff.
Yeah. Like I said, power. No one has crest of power. Power, it's a personality trait. Your personality trait can't be no fucking power, bro. You're not fucking 50 Cent.
Crest of knowledge.
Crest of knowledge I can do.
You're not 50 Cent. It's crazy.
Crest of knowledge I can do. Crest of knowledge, I feel like you definitely have a lot of that, and you take the time to do that. LJ, I would say you have the crest of
man. the crest of chill.
That too. I mean, I low-key would give you the crest of reliability, but I'm not sure how much you want to be like Joe. But I would say you're incredibly reliable.
I got some feelings about Joe. He pissed me off.
Yeah.
We can talk about Joe. About Joe.
I'm happy that our Digi-Destined is half the size of the actual Digi-Destined because there's so many characters.
Is there?
Why is there 7 of them?
What? There's only 7.
Only 7?
There's only 7. I mean, there's 8, but there's only 7. I mean, there's only 7. And essentially, all right, let's get into... Well, before we get into this, we actually do have a little bit of anime news. A season of anime has ended. Has anyone watched anything in this past season? I think Vigilante's finishing up on Monday. That's really what I've been tuned into. Great animation. Not sure that the show is as strong of a season 1 as the main series, but still a good watch nonetheless if you like great animation. But summer is really where, very uncharacteristically, summer is kind of where it's at for anime this year. Like,
yeah. I mean,
this is the season I'm looking
Don
forward
coming
to.
back.
Yeah.
They've been releasing a lot of trailers. I think biggest thing I saw, for my own personal enjoyment, Gundam Hathaway Part 2. So that's going to be really, really good. Really excited for that. What have I been watching? I mean,
you got Gachi Yakuza, of course. It's coming. Who else we got? We got... Is it Spy Family coming back? It's Spy Family? They really been slacking on the Spy Family. Oh, no, Spy Family's in fall. Okay, so Spy Family's not coming back. But there's a number of things. Summer's pretty good this year. So I would say make sure you guys stay tuned for that kind of stuff like that. They also announced that the Demon Slayer movie, September 12th, United States, North America, 2 months after it premieres in Japan. I can't believe we're still doing different premieres and different dates in different lands, as if one won't leak and then someone will put shitty subs over it and then we'll have to watch it.
Oh man, remember when we watched the Demon Slayer movie?
Of course.
We had it was bad too. It was like in 720.
Mind you, the movie's like 3 hours long. Like it's a long movie. And I'm interested, I don't know if they've leaked the runtime of this movie thus far.
I feel like they did. I feel like it was like 2 hours.
2 hours? That's not enough. So here's my thing. Here's how I'm scared. Here's why I'm scared about this movie. The trailer, they really like to do these nothing burger trailers and act like it's like 3 days until the trailer premieres, 4 days until the trailer premieres, 2 days until the trailer premieres. And then you get the trailer and it's like, didn't this shit all happen in the last episode? Aren't we? Yes, we're in the Infinity Castle, and every character that you would imagine would be there. But it's like they don't show like, come on, man, give me a fight scene, give me an action sequence, give me something. I know we still got time. Don't get me wrong. I know we still got time, but don't drop no trailer and hype it up, and it's whack. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm not gonna go see the movie, but leave us out of that, man. You know. But I'm. Go ahead.
I was like, it's like they're trying to build up anticipation for it, but it's really not working. You know?
Nah, not really.
Remember when Rick Ross used to do the announcement for the
announcement? Yeah, the announcement of the announcement. That's kind of like what this is. What's the other movie that's coming out that we're super excited about? Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
I mean, they've been working on this movie for how long?
Too damn long.
Yeah, it better be good. Like, I don't know.
But here's the thing:
the longer you work on something, especially when you know it's coming and you've been announced it and all this, like, I feel like does a disservice for you, because now it's kind of just like, okay, you just done made me wait 2-3 years for this movie, and
it has been 4 years.
4 years. So 4 years. I've been waiting 4 years for this movie. Been waiting. Like,
I'm bugging. 3 years. 3 years. I'm bugging.
Okay, I know what to say. 4 felt stretched, but I'm like, if Meelz
I thought it was 2021. I thought it was 2021 where the thing. It's felt that long. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if you say something's true, I'll believe you. You can say the sky is red, and I'll be like, hey, the sky is red. But no, like, I feel you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, and granted, I know that a lot of it is probably not in the control. I know I'm pretty sure that's a studio thing or animation thing and this and that, but it's just like, I mean, Chainsaw Man came out, the hottest thing smoking. It stayed smoking. Everybody loves it. Everyone thinks it's great. Like, that season 1 memeified the world. And it's like, okay, we're gonna do the second season or the second arc. We're gonna do it as a movie, yada yada yada. But it's just like, okay, you make your fans wait 3 years for it, and it's just like I said, I feel that now it's the pressure is more on them to perform than anything else. Like, I think people are gonna go see it. Obviously, it'll probably do good numbers because people are like clamoring to go see it, but it can't fall short in terms of, like, you know, critical, you know, how people are gonna like actually receive the movie.
I can't imagine in any world where this falls short, to be honest with you.
Like, yeah, I can't either.
We felt that about a few things, and they fell short. So
I can't. But this arc is actually really, really good, and the animation and the trailer has been good, and the music have been. They've been very intentional about how they do these kind of things. So I can't imagine it being bad. Now, we don't have a U.S. release date, so that could possibly blow mine for sure. But actually, no, we do. October 29th. So it's coming out a month and a half after it. But my thing is more so for Chainsaw Man. We just need consistency after this movie. Let's get over the hump of this movie and just announce season 2. Like, just announce it. You know,
the movie could be a runtime of, you know, how they like to do the runtime of the movies and parts or whatever like that, specials.
Right.
And then
give me the movie split up and then continue the show, because the show, the manga has been over, especially the first part, for quite some time. And yeah, I'm ready to continue with this show. It's been too long. It's actually like, you know, a weird first season thing. But other than that, we got that stuff to look forward to. What else? What else is popping this summer? I don't know.
I mean, it's coming back.
Dandadan is coming back. I feel like I should refresh myself in season 1.
I'm looking at the list. It's Dandadan, Kaiju number 8.
This is the Big Moto coming back?
Yes. Actually, yes. What is that? July 14th, Sakamoto Days season 2.
Yeah, baby.
Sakamoto Days.
Real anime back, baby.
Hey, man. What's it? Is season 2 going to be the season? I'm interested to see like what's actually happening in the season. I know what I want to happen, but I'm not sure if it happens yet in season 2. So
I really need to go back and reread Sakamoto from the beginning because that first season I kept saying, I'm like, shit, all that happened like that early, and I was like, why does all that feel like so much later in the series? But
they did skip some stuff because I went back and read parts of it, and I'm like, this chapter is not in here. You know, like there's a couple of things.
But they didn't really skip anything important.
No, they didn't skip anything important.
Yeah, I was gonna say everything. I know that everything that happened. I'm like, okay, I remember that. I remember how all these things are connected. I mean, the pacing was fine. It's just obviously when you have read it and then seen it, it's kind of just like, why does it feel like this is flying through?
Yeah. I mean, it just is what I mean. Anime adaptations just very, very strange compared to the manga counterparts at this point. But I think Sakamoto Days. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens in season 2. I think it's been very, very acclaimed, but I'm not sure if they can keep up its the attention that it had. It got the brand new, fresh anime sent to it, but I'm not sure if people are like clamoring for this next part. I haven't seen much. When's Kaiju number 8 season 2 coming out? Since that show is that manga is apparently
July
ending
19th.
Yeah,
July 19th.
It'd be around the same time.
Hey man, listen.
What do you think?
How many seasons? How many seasons do you think this got in it?
Kaiju?
Yeah,
at least 4 max.
4 max. I feel like it's gonna go. If next season starts like Kaiju number 8, the final season, I'm gonna start crying. Kaiju number 8, the final season.
They gotta hit the good old Attack on Titan jig. You gotta do like 4 different parts.
Well, I mean, this isn't a long particular show. It's like
it's not.
It's 128 chapters, 129.
I mean, what season 1 was 12 episodes?
Yeah. But I'm not sure
you could do 4 12 episode seasons.
I don't know. I only say this because it's not a very long.
I mean, it's not.
It's not a very long manga. So
I mean, Demon Slayer ain't a really long manga. You see how much they stretching this out.
Yeah, but Demon Slayer
could have been done in
But Demon Slayer is like 200 something chapters, right?
Yeah, it's like 204 or 5, something like that.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Stuff. But okay, let's think about how many of that 200 is in just like one chapter, super extended. like there's some chapters in there where it's just like hack and slash the entire time, and you're like, okay, this could have easily been. You're gonna stretch that out for 3-4 chapters.
Absolutely. Well, with that said, we should probably get to what we came here to talk about. Digimon, digital monsters, digital world, digi everything. So doing quite a bit of research for this show, I did something I don't usually do. This is the first time that I've actually ever done this. This is the first time I've watched the original series also in sub. Because
I wanted to do that.
This is the first. So this is why I did this, right? And it actually changed a little bit of my perspective on the show. I did it because one, I think the main reason actually was the text that you guys sent, where you guys were like, "Yo, this Digimon shit,
bro,
is a tough beat."
Those first 8 episodes, fighting for my life,
pure shenanigans,
fighting for my damn life on those first 8 episodes.
Listen, man, I would say this is very much a kid show in every stretch of the imagination of the word,
completely
to the letter.
This show is, I think, what makes it so hard to watch. I don't want to say hard, but I think what kind of takes me out of it is the fact that I think now anime is made for a general audience. It's kind of made for kids. It's kind of made for newcomers. It's made for I feel a more overarching thing. Then it was completely made for kids. They had a pocket that they were trying to get. They were trying to just get these kids to come in. Digimon not having any type of referenced either. So it's kind of just like it became hard because I'm just like, wow, this is so childish. And I'm like, it's hard for me to get into this. I'm like, this is so childish, but I have to remember that during that time, everything was made with that mindset. This is for children. That's it. Pokemon was the same way. I think that's why Pokemon, although it's really funny to watch, it's really hard to watch too sometimes because you're just like, wow, like this is a real child show. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is
That's
the same
great.
way.
I laughed so hard at the original episodes of Pokemon. Like I think they're legitimately, I think for everything that it's worth, though that first season of Pokemon is probably more enjoyable than the rest of the seasons. And I think the rest of the seasons get more serious as you go on. I mean, more things happen, things blow up, all this other stuff like that. But I think they found a good like mixture of like not taking it seriously, but also taking these characters seriously. I think Digimon leans too heavily on like we're making this extremely for kids for a certain demographic during a certain time period. I'll say this. I think I was doing an inordinate amount of research for this show. And I stumble onto an interview with Jeff Nimoy, who is essentially one of the writers for this show. He's the one who helped translate all of this. He's the one who helped bring this. It's interesting that even in the subversions, they don't use terms like Digivolution or Digivolve. It's just evolve and all this other stuff like that. So it's like the theme song, of course, is different. The motions is definitely different. The tone is 100% different. Like they completely different show in the way it's presented. But he said that he did this mainly because one, Bandai wanted to really make sure that this would hang with other kid shows. And they said that their biggest competition was one, Pokemon, and then two, Rugrats. So they wanted
what a spectrum.
Listen, man.
What a spectrum.
Rugrats was huge. Rugrats
was crack.
It was. Hey.
Rugrats came out in 1991, by the way. So the fact that it was still in competition with this like 8 years later, crazy to me.
We need the Rugrats anime review.
I agree. But they wanted to make a show similar to that and also localize it quite a bit. So, and we know localization. Localization is something that really happens this is like the beginning days of like anime coming to the United States. And like, we need to make sure this appeals to American audiences, not believing that American audiences would actually resonate with the show in its serious nature at the time. And honestly, maybe it wouldn't have, because the tone of everything. I mean, when you look at Pokemon, when you look at Jackie Chan Adventures, when you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, when you look at all the Saturday morning lineup itself, it's really all the same. We're appealing for kids, comedy, shtick. You know what I'm saying? Like we just covered Yu-Gi-Oh for 6 episodes. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why did he say that? Why does he have a Brooklyn accent? Why does anything happening the way it's happening? You know what I'm saying? So Digimon was that probably the most extreme. Actually, I don't even want to say the most extreme. There probably were more. I didn't really watch Beyblade or Monster Rancher
or Metabots and all of that other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch all of that, but I'm sure they had the same vernacular of like.
I mean, but I think during that time, a lot of those shows, there was a formula for it. I think they followed a very similar formula or structure.
I agree that Digimon stepped maybe way too far along. Like when the episode where Tai is walking up to Leomon and he calls him booger breath, I'm like, okay, yeah, you probably that probably was a step in the wrong direction. Because I watched it subbed, and of course he doesn't say any of that. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, I'm the person that you're looking for. Like it's an incredible experience. The series did not come from a manga, as we can all imagine, as we can all think. The series actually came from the digital pets. Digital monsters, these were V-Pets. These were the male version of Tamagotchis. I'm not sure if any of you had a Tamagotchi.
I had one of both. So like actual Digimon thing, and
Hmm.
then and
Did you
like
have it before it was Digimon, or
no, I had it like
Digimon show?
because of Digimon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it the Digivice thing? Because my boy
yeah.
had that too. Like my boy had that. Yeah.
It was like the OG one, like a blue one. It was kind of see through. It looked like one of them like old Game Boy colors.
Yeah, it was. Mind you, these things are very hard though. Like Tamagotchis itself is very hard to upkeep. They're like a bitch to maintain because it's
Yeah.
like you had to feed them, they pooped,
Mm-hmm.
you had to clean them, you had the thing. Digimon was the only one that's like okay, and they're also going to. So they weren't like dogs or anything like that. They were digital monsters. These things would
Mm-hmm.
evolve right in front of your eyes, and it would evolve into a dinosaur, or Greymon, or whatever the fuck it was. Um, so it all stemmed from that. And of course, Bandai is like, yo, we want to sell more of these. So of course, we have to come up with some kids' television show to really sell this product. And of course, in no time, Digimon was produced. It began broadcasting March of 1999 in Japan. Strangely enough, usually these things could take a lot of time. Then it started broadcasting August of 99 in America. Usually there's a lot more space between that, like at least a year. I feel like people usually need to see how this show goes before they decide and say, like, yo, we're going to bring this over to America.
They're like,
Clearly
nah,
they
yo,
didn't. Yeah.
these Digivices need to be moving off the shelves. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
That's it.
Pokemon about to drop gold and silver, man. We need to get in there before they do any of it.
Yeah.
This is
First movie
this is
coming
a
out, we
This
gotta
is this
cash
is
in.
this is
yeah.
blue tops versus red tops. They're just like, listen, we got it for cheaper over here. What you need?
It really used to be like that. Battle for attention. Like I'm thinking like Britney versus Christina and like all this other stuff, like Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. Like the battle of like, yo, we're trying to really take everyone's money, and it's a battle for that. It's a battle for capitalism. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure to drop this show. So Pokemon came first, of course, 1998 in America. Digimon comes like a year after. I think Yu-Gi-Oh comes a year after that, and
Mm-hmm.
those are really kind of like the big three, in my opinion, monetary successful. Hey, we're producing a show that also sells a product kind of vibe, other than the standard Sonic and Mario and all this other shit like that. But like these are the big three anime come from Japan selling that kind of thing. Um, I did not know. All right, so in learning all these other things as well, this is the first time I learned it, and I'm ashamed to say I learned it. Um, the movie the first part of the movie actually precedes the show. I'm not sure if any of you have seen. I mean, I think AD has seen the Digimon movie.
Yeah. Like it's been a long
Jamal,
time, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Jamal, have you seen the Digimon movie?
Oh yes, absolutely. Remember, yeah, the classic lookout moment when I pulled it up in the
Oh
middle of
yeah,
recording on YouTube.
yeah,
I
it's
can
still
remember.
on
I
YouTube.
seen it in theaters.
That's crazy. Okay, it's still on YouTube.
Yes,
Um,
it is.
so the first part of the movie, the first 20 minutes of the movie, where it's Baby Tai and Baby Kari, and they're kind of going and they see the Koromon that shows up into the world. That was released as during the little film festival, the Japanese movie film festival that they had, that they would have for the Dragon Ball Z things every year, but on a similar stage, different stage. That was released the day before the anime premiered, so it's meant to be a prequel to that movie. And then eventually, by the somewhere halfway through the show, they actually start referencing whatever the fuck that happened. But realistically, you start the show, you have no idea. The premise of the show is kind of wild. I remember watching the first episode of the show when it premiered. Um, just because like I think it came on after Pokemon. I think they were very deliberate and like, yo, make sure that this doesn't go up against Pokemon. Make sure this goes up after. Make sure this premieres after. If Pokemon start 8 o'clock, we start 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that people are actually tuned in to see this. And I remember specifically watching the show first episode and just being like, huh, they look like ugly fucking Pokemon. Like the most ugliest Pokemon that's ever existed. So I kind of want to ask this question. This is the big question for the show before we get into the show. Were you a Digimon guy or a Pokemon guy? Anime wise.
Digimon.
Mm.
I was a Digimon guy, but like anime wise, Now,
Of course,
talking
of
about
course.
toys and games and everything else, Pokemon.
No, I mean, yes,
Yeah,
Digimon. I mean,
you know,
Pokemon
but
has
like when it
everything
came to actually watching and everything like that, I watched Digimon a lot more. It felt more,
cohesive.
yeah, to say the least.
80.
I want to say Pokemon, but as I'm looking back, I did watch a fair amount of Digimon up to like the fourth series, but then I
Right.
think I dropped them both around the same time. So I'm like,
No one
W-
ever
w-
remembers when they just stopped watching Pokemon or Digimon. They just remember that they missed one episode and it was just done after that. They're just like, hey, I'm
yeah,
never coming back to it.
I think it was because so the thing with Pokemon is, and the thing with Digimon that gave such instant satisfaction, right? First of all, they evolve every episode. Just is
mm,
what it is. It's cool as fuck every time, and it's the moment it's supposed to happen that it happens. Pokemon evolve every maybe 100 episodes at this point, and if you're Ash, sometimes they just never evolved at all. Um, but
Yeah, he
you
was
play the
winning tournaments on base level Pokemon. I was like, this is
yeah.
bullshit. Just-
Yeah, because you were playing the game and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting through this, I'm getting through that. So I think it's really, I think where most people fell off with Pokemon was you play the game, you'd get through everything that you need to get through fairly quickly, but then you would need to wait 3 years for it to happen in the show. So
But
I
even then, it doesn't happen because it took how long for Ash to actually become a champion while
You
you're
never see
blowing
the
through the
Elite
game.
Four. Yeah, you never see the Elite Four. He doesn't even get there. He doesn't even get through the league. He doesn't even evolve his Pokemon. Like at some point, people were just like, "All right, this is bullshit." Clearly, and people didn't really take any of the show serious. People didn't even congratulate Ash until he won the championship. It was like, "Oh my god, this nigga actually won something for a change." It literally broke CNN that he actually won for a change. Um, whereas Digimon, a lot more, I would say, story driven evolutions happening. A lot more, what would I say? Instant satisfaction
yeah.
with a
Mhm.
I
lot of
mean,
things.
also
And
too, it's like,
gratification at the end of the series, like when
There
you're
you
done
go.
with it.
yeah. And it's also too like you said, like it being more story driven.
Hmm.
You know, you get villains, you get these kind of more adventure things with Ash. It just kind of felt like you with Ash and Pokemon, it was kind of just like this thing of okay, he's about to get badges, but there really is like he kind of just gets into shenanigans. It's like
Right.
Mhm.
Oh my god, he's in another town.
yeah,
This town isn't
like
even
Yeah.
that,
his name.
Team
like
Rocket chasing them, and then
yeah,
they
it's
bumble their
kind of
way.
So it's
it,
like it's a repetitive thing that happens over and over. It's to the point where it's like, okay, you kind of know how the episodes are gonna go, and Pokemon has really dull episodes. They'll have like meet girl at a farm owns a Sunkern. Sunkern can't get light anymore. So now they have to find some sort of sun source. And then the episode ends with Team Rocket trying to block out the sun. And so they beat up Team Rocket and then the sun is back. So it just ends like that. And to be honest with you, a lot of these, I mean, you talk about the first episodes, first number of episodes, this being hard to watch. It definitely wasn't easy with Digimon either, but I guess it was
no,
more of a
it for
cohesive
sure
thing.
because Digimon, it was now you want to talk about formula, boy.
Yeah.
Them first 7 episodes, it's just like, hey, re-rock immediately,
hmm
cut it.
Everybody got to have their moment.
Like what? And I get it. You want to introduce kind of the world. You want to introduce these characters. And I think the thing that once again set Digimon apart from Pokemon is that their actual, partner, whatever you want to call them, they had distinct personalities. Like they were able to
Yeah.
talk. They were able to, communicate. They were able to, obviously they were loyal to their partner, but there's even moments where you see them like push back, a little bit
Hmm.
and be like, I don't think you should do that, like so it, once again, it tells a more cohesive story. You get a little bit more deeper into it. You could build more connections with the characters.
Yeah.
Which in Pokemon it didn't feel that way. In Pokemon, you could have a favorite Pokemon, but it's kind of just like you're just like it's whatever
You're
one.
at the whim of
Yeah,
when we're gonna battle again. Like, come on,
yeah,
man. The episodes between gym battles and Pokemon used to literally be like 100 episodes. That means you were waiting 2 years for him to get to the next gym. Like it sometimes it was kind of like crazy, but with Digimon, I guess the premise of the show, and the episode count, I think it's like 52 to 54 episodes this first season. I remember once I ran this entire season in one day. Just left it on. Back when the 80 knows Justin TV before Twitch. It would just stay on the entire day, and I could just run it the entire day, and it would be over you could start at 8 a.m. and you can probably finish the entire first season of Digimon by like 9 o'clock that day. Mm-hmm. Like it is not a long, arduous thing, but then it's also not very. So one of the reasons why you guys was like, damn, this is a tough beat to watch. And I was like, Digimon? To me, this show is so set it and forget it.
Like, oh no, there's definitely times where I was watching and I was doing other things. I just had the volume up, and I felt that like, I was like, oh, I know everything that's going on currently. With my back to the TV.
And that's because I think it's because of the great voice acting and the great, like, there's an artistry in like the localization of. There's also bad shit that happens with it. It's like you take away the essence of the show and pretty much everything that goes along with it. But there's definitely an artistry in the localization and the voice acting that went along with the show. And one of the interesting things about, we can talk about the characters and stuff like that. This was the first show where this was one of the first shows where they didn't completely change the names of all the characters. Like, they literally, all the Japanese names, they just shortened the Japanese names to really make these names. So like everyone that you see in the every person on this show, their name is just their shortened version of the Japanese name. Like Matt is Yamamoto, and like Izzy is oh my god, what's his name? But they're all very Ishida, just short, something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. So they're all just short versions of the name, which is cool in a sense, because now at this point, currently in anime, they don't even change the names. You got to learn Japanese to understand these niggas, man. Every character in My Hero Academia has essentially two names, and I got to know both of them. So it just is what it is at this point. Let's get into the characters of the show, because we start off the show. They're at summer camp. Suddenly the mood changes. Suddenly something happens. I'm not even fully sure.
That is so crazy.
The episode, and the world is on full climate crisis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't remember it starting off so like grim. I was just like, damn. Like,
was it grim?
The apocalypse is happening. Global warming
is happening in places that were once luscious, and it's snowing in the middle of summer, and all these horrible climate control things are happening. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that they didn't come it off. It didn't come off as grim because of the voice act. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. It's unseasonable weather around the world. I wonder what's happening. I think in the 2020 series, it's way more catastrophic. The first episode, like shit is like going there, like computers are going down, all this other shit like that. And I'll talk a little bit about the 2020 thing, even though I don't like the actual show. But suddenly, these kids who are at summer camp transported to the digital world. Some giant typhoon pulls up and drags them away into the digital world. They all get Digivices. They all meet their new Digimon, which is whatever, various Digimon, and then they're attacked by Kawakamon, a giant beetle. All the Digimon Digivolve, which is a thing. We have to watch all of them. That's another thing that's from the show. You will watch every motherfucker on that glowing platform spin around
for 30 seconds. 360 camera.
You getting it all, baby. We didn't spend, especially when they reach Ultimate, it was like, nigga, we spent a grip on 3D to do this, man. You gonna watch Metal Greymon do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, this is kind of like the first episode. They meet everyone. Everyone evolves. They manage to beat kind of Kawagamon, but they all fall off the cliff into the river and don't die. And then we kind of get through the show where the first, like you said, the first 7-8 episodes are just like, yeah, everyone's got to get a champion version, man. We selling toys off rip. this is at least like 16 toys that we're selling right here. We got the little rookie versions, we got the normal versions, we got the champion versions. Like we selling tickets here. Who's your favorite Digi-Destined out of the bunch? As far is there anyone to like actually root for? You're rooting for in the show?
No.
Yeah. No. If anybody, I would say TK or Matt.
TK is cool.
But like
Matt,
that's about it.
Matt is not. TK is the winner by a long shot because he's a child.
Yeah.
He's like,
well, they're all children. Don't get me wrong. No, they're all children.
He's a baby. Like the rest of them are assholes.
I wouldn't wear a fucking a sleeveless turtleneck, you know, but he's supposed to be the cool one. He's supposed to be the fucking Sasuke of it all. You know what I'm saying? That's his role in this. He's the too cool for, and then he grows up and he gets a band and he gets the girl and he gets all these other things that Tai doesn't get. What's our temperature on Tai? Main character of the show. Big main character energy.
He's the kid that wore basketball shorts to school every day.
Yeah. Going straight to the gym. Class, what's that? I'm going to PE.
He's a PE merchant
with the goggles on. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, he's a PE merchant. You already knew when it came down to PE. You knew you wanted Tai on your team.
Absolutely.
When it came down to anything else in the classroom, just sound it out, baby.
How'd we feel about Sora?
Okay, I'm not too hard on Sora.
Yeah, she's all right.
She's cool. She gets it. You know what I'm saying?
She she chill.
She got a helmet on for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that about, but she does her thing in the show.
She had that cap on when she was born as a baby. That's probably why.
Amen.
Hey, I ain't gonna say. She does have that one moment with Tai in the backstory. And like they're playing soccer or whatever, and Tai on his blue lock shit. He's like, I gotta take control of them. She's like, pass the ball, nigga. Like, what you doing?
I'm so upset that the Asian Jalen Williams is staying in OKC. I just saw the alert. Not Asian Jalen.
Light skinned Duke Dennis. Okay.
Mind you, signed for 3 years, $24 million.
We could have paid, bruh. Oh, come on.
This nigga. You're broke boy, but it is what it is. I guess he likes it there. Yeah, I guess so. Izzy got the. Go ahead.
I was going to say that nigga's on his conspiracy theorist shit. The Y2K computer talk.
No way! Come on, man. Is he just a computer kid?
Yeah, he's just a computer geek. He ain't nothing.
He
crazy.
Is, but like some of the stuff he's saying.
I think they get on Izzy so much. I'll be like, he ain't really doing nothing wrong. Like he's over here just being like, oh man, like
he's too much into his computers. That's really what it is. Like everyone else is kind of outgoing, talkative, kind of to an extent, but he's like, yo, the computer's Putin. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to figure it out. He got his own language, very prodigious, very, all this other stuff like that. They made sure to equip him with all the cool sayings, as cool as you can get for a nerd who stays on his computer all the time.
But say this. Yeah, he's on his computer a lot, but think of how many times he done saved their ass or figure something out because they don't know how to do it.
I mean, absolutely. But also at the same time, there was a couple of things that he was just saying that I'm sitting here like, bruh, how could you even figure it out? Like it was something where they were in a labyrinth. And he saw like the hieroglyphs on the wall. Yeah, he's like,
this is healing them and doing all that shit.
How?
Hey, listen, all I know is that he's the only person that was able to digivolve his character because he just gave him an update. He gave him a software update. He immediately evolved. Everyone else had to be in danger. He was just like, oh, man, what? I was like, hold on, let me just get in this man's system real quick.
Hey, man.
But even the Digimon was like, he was like, but the Digimon was like, bro, you gotta pull out your computer, bro. Like, close the laptop, hang with your homies. Like,
hey, man, he's a computer kid. Let's not forget, adopted.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is like the one part of his
That's
backstory. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, he's adopted, and he knows he's adopted, but the parents don't know that he knows that he's adopted. So they're like, "Should we tell him?" And it's like, mind you, parents, mild mannered. I need the backstory on the parents. You know what I'm saying? I need that. Um, Mimi, how do we feel about Mimi? I like Mimi. I got nothing against Mimi.
Yeah, like
She be complaining,
this is
but
so
it's like, is she
funny
kind of funny? Yeah.
because during most of these shows, sometimes they try to make the girl characters insufferable.
Yeah.
But we got a good one to balance out the insufferable one now.
But like both of the girl characters on here don't get on my nerves. Mimi kind of bugged out in the labyrinth. You're like, yes, you need to pay attention to me. She's like, come on.
Hey, man.
My boy cracking cars and hitting numbers right now. Like, he's busy. Just let him chill.
We can't ignore people over the computer. They're going to think you weird.
Yeah, man, listen.
I feel you.
But no, Mimi had so Mimi's episode, though, when we first learned, her Digimon Digivolves, that was a good episode.
It was a good episode. She first of all, the best Digivolution, the cactus with the bunching gloves. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh
man.
yeah,
I don't think anything's
teddy
topping
bear.
that. Yeah, I don't think anything's topping that.
Oh no, the slime monsters throwing their shit in the sewer because he wanted to kiss it. She's like, hell no, like.
Mind you, I'm sure I really got to watch the sub version of the show because I'm sure this is way more graphic than whatever the hell they put on TV for us. Let's get into Joe. Joe is the oldest one out of the group. He's a year older than everybody else.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
I like Joe. I don't got nothing against Joe.
Nah.
A complainer.
No hoes, man. I don't really rock with Joe.
His best moment is taking Sora's hat and starting to do the chant with it and like start beating on the drum.
I was like, when did he all of a sudden become a shaman?
Yeah. His best moment is, what's his best moment? It's definitely not in the episodes that we watch for sure.
His best moment is they're going around and being like saying what they miss back home. He's like, I miss my homework. I'm just doing
I gotta study for college.
Hey
like,
man,
I'm gonna go to a junior college.
I want to be a doctor.
Yo, nah, him shitting on JUCOs is crazy. He shitted on community college so wild. I'm gonna make it into it. I can only get into a community college. I'm falling behind on my homework. Like, bro, summertime. What are you talking about?
Hey, can we talk about how, like, at the beginning of every episode, everybody talks like they're reading their summer report, bro? Like,
talk about it. What do you mean?
So you know how, like, when they do the previews, like, man, last episode we were
man, I love that. I guarantee you, I was going to start this episode with something like that. But then I opted not to because it's way too early for that shit. But it's a last time we were doing this and da-da-da. Oh man, can't wait for this next adventure. And then they eventually transition to the actual show itself. But nah, Joe's Joe grows up to be whoever he wants to be, and that's all I can say about Joe. He grows up to be exactly who he wants to be. And his time in the second season is limited because he's like, I'm studying to be a doctor. What the fuck y'all got me going through this mess for? It's Christmas. Second season, my favorite season, by the way. Digimon Adventure 2 is my favorite. I know people love Tamers and season 4 and stuff like that, but season 2 is just my favorite. And then we have TK. Who's cool. He's a kid.
Yeah, he a real nigga to me.
Yeah. He's the only one that's actually dressed like kind of appropriately. Everybody was at summer camp and they got sleeveless things on. Like, he the only one that got a hoodie on and it starts snowing out of nowhere. And he's like,
he the only one had snacks.
Yeah.
How he the kid and you the only one with snacks?
TK got a Samuel L. Jackson Kango on though. That's kind of throwing me off. But other than
his hat is weird. He changes his hat in season 2. Gets the bucket.
Yeah, he gets the bucket. Yeah. Well, he started off with the Kango. He was wearing it backwards. I was like,
but his bucket is swaggerless in season 2, by the way. It shit looks like an actual bucket.
Yeah, they gave him no design on it.
Yeah, not a logo or
They gave
nothing,
him a
man.
blank. They gave him a blank bucket.
Like fucking. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't think any of y'all watch Love Island. But unfortunate. So we get to the thing about this first arc is so we were supposed to go through the first 13 episodes of the show. This is what we talked about. This is actually what we premiered on the socials and stuff like that. First 13 episodes of Devimon arc.
Wow, really looking at their outfits, man. They really did not know what weather to dress for.
No, not at all. You see them?
Like
it continues in season 2.
Sora got on a green tank with a winter hat and red gloves.
Listen, man. Yeah, all their outfits are kind of nuts, low key.
Mimi got on that dress with the cowboy hat and the boots.
Cowboy hat and the boots. Mimi's from, is she from America or just visits America? She just visits America a lot.
Yeah, I think her dad is working there.
Yeah. So she's big America girly. Joe's kind of, Joe looks like
dweeb. He looked like an extra off of Doug.
I was about to say this is the American version of Ida.
Yeah, why would you wear a sweater vest this summer camp?
How long before we start seeing the sleeveless turtlenecks though on the racks?
I don't know.
Listen, Paris Fashion Week was just happened.
It got to be the black turtleneck with the gold chain combo.
Is he not regular?
Izzy got on the orange polo button up, the yellow gloves. You gotta protect his fingers though. He on the
Why does everyone have gloves? Why does most of these people have gloves? Except Joe and TK, I guess. But I never understand the thing with like drawing. I think maybe it's because when you design things, I got to talk to the artist about this. Maybe when you design it, it looks too weird to have just normal hands with these extremely weird outfits. So maybe that's why they incorporate gloves. But
they're like human
man.
Sonic the Hedgehog characters.
Yeah, it's weird. I think. Hold on, let me look up Ash Ketchum fit.
He had gloves, but he had on like the fingerless ones. Yeah,
but he got gloves on. He still got gloves.
He's not in this series.
Yeah,
he was a Digimon character. The flyest one will forever be Davis.
You like that jacket?
That jacket. What? I need it.
Yeah, man, come on now. Soccer star. He could have been in Blue Lock.
He was better than Ty, I'll tell you that.
Amen. At least that's what the show said. Okay, so this first arc of it. So we were supposed to go over the first 13 episodes of it, but this first arc is actually very dry. And I say dry from a standpoint of they introduced the main villain of the show, but the main villain the main villain's beef with them is that it's been prophesized that they're going to show up and kill him. And it's not like they do a great job in making him like the real like voice of destruction, all this other stuff like that. We see all these black years, they're taking over Digimon. They have to end up knocking out all the black years for this. But Devimon really shows up and is like, yo, these Digi-Destined are on the island and they're going to kill me. So I got to kill them first. So he finally shows up. He creates this fake mansion. They show up at the mansion. Everyone's sleeping. Everyone's in the quarters. Oh my God, I can't believe we found a mansion finally after walking around the digital world for like 18 days. He's like, nah, actually, this was all an illusion. So he pulls up. Everyone's in their underwear, which is nuts. This is very like 9-year-old. All the kids are in their underwear. And rather than kill them, which realistically, that's what you should have attempted to do. He's like, nah, I'm just going to separate you guys. But he didn't count on that the kids were actually smart. And not killing them was a major thing. I know this is a kid show.
Nah, I should have blew them up right there.
Easily. Yeah, I think you had them all right there.
Not the Digi-Nuke on them.
You were able to levitate the beds, dog. You could have just put them up in the sky and just dropped the beds, dog. Like, what are you doing here?
I'm not even gonna say in the modern anime this would happen because it definitely didn't happen in the 2020 version. But I would say Devimon's introduction in 2020 version is way more menacing, way more better, but also just overall inconsequential. 2020 version to me is so bad. I'm sorry if Jay's listening to this. I'm sorry. I hate it. I'm just sorry. I watched the entire thing for all 62 episodes and did not come away with a single positive thing about the show. But with that said, so Devimon splits him up. He gets control of Leomon. Leomon, who's supposed to be good, but now he's evil. Leomon kind of a hoe through various generations of the show, unfortunately. But eventually they all find their way back to one another. Who would have thunk it? Mind you, in like 3 episodes, they all figure this shit out. It takes them 1 episode to be split and 3 episodes to come back together, but eventually they come back together. We learn various things about this entire process. We learn, we don't learn necessarily why they came here. We don't even necessarily know how they can get back. The idea is they can get back by defeating Devimon. So they're like, all right, cool. They do their Digivolutions. They do their dance. They pull up. None of them, Devimon just makes himself stronger. He absorbs more black gears and makes himself stronger, makes himself like 18 feet tall. The other Digidestins aren't able to beat him. And then he was like, listen, I need to get this TK kid. They said that the youngest one is definitely going to be the one to kill me. For sure. For sure. That's what the prophecy said. So he goes to kill TK and Patamon. Well, no, he actually, I mean, none of this is attempted murder at any point.
No, listen, you gotta commit. If you're a villain, commit.
Right.
That's what I don't like. Your name is Devimon. You're based off the devil. You're the king of the underworld. Like, commit. Send him to hell.
One of the coolest scenes, it was in the mansion, and it's the angel on the wall, and he comes through the angel on the wall. I was like, oh, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, that was hard. That was very
listen, I appreciate the good animation moments in this because there are some shitty ones.
My nigga, yeah. Well, listen, it's pretty much all bad except like 1 episode.
Like, Jesus, it's some clip art.
Yeah.
Paint.
Hey man, this shit turned into a webtoon very, very quickly. But eventually, Patamon, who was the only one who wasn't able to Digivolve, manages to Digivolve, and he evolves into Angemon. And I thought this was the coolest shit ever when I was a kid.
Yeah.
when I was 9, I was like, yo, this is fire. And he uses his Hand of Fate, you know what I'm saying, to really put the beats on him. It's a kind of one punch man kind of vibe. He literally just knocks him out in 1 punch. It's just, there's not even a struggle. I think the entire battle takes place in half of an episode. The second half of the episode. The first half of them is actually showing up at the thing. And then the second part is actually the battle and the defeat of Devimon. And Devimon, essentially, he's disappearing. Angemon's disappearing because he used all his energy in that 1 punch to be able to destroy Devimon, even though Angemon should be way stronger than him. And then Devimon's essentially like, you think you've gotten the best of me? I'm not even the strongest nigga on this earth. And I'm like, all right, bro. It's like there are way more stronger, eviler Digimon than me that you'll have to contend with. I'm like, just die, bro. Like you doing a lot of talking. You doing a lot of yapping. It's like you got beat the first round, and it's like that's why y'all niggas will never win. In the first round of the playoffs, it's like y'all niggas never gonna win the chip. That's for sure.
Big facts.
So that ends the first 13 episodes. I'm kind of glad that we decided to do a little bit more. Not that any of the episodes are these first 13 episodes.
I like the fact that after these first 13, they really go like, all right, we're gonna open this world up a lot.
Yeah. Because they said, okay, we got to travel to the server continent, which is a nice, interesting way. The thing. Yeah. They were on File Island at first, which is funny. Now they have to travel to the server continent. One thing I also learned about the dub is that everything light related in this show is actually referred to as holy, which I'm sure they were just like, yeah, we're not putting that in the English version for sure. But everything light related, like the holy Digimon, the holy devices, all these other stuff like that, like they refer to it a lot as like holy stuff, which I thought was interesting. That's kept out of the show essentially.
They said get with God.
Yeah, essentially that was the thing. The second part of this is from episode 14 through essentially like 20. It's like, all right, we got Crest now, nigga. we getting Crest. And I'm like, okay. We kind of like running back the original. To be honest with you, they kind of run back the original scheme of the show like 3 times. Between the first episodes where they all have to digivolve, these episodes where they all have to find their crest in some various environment. I think after Tai gets back, then he has to find all of them all over again. And then they all have to get digivolved to their ultimate forms. And then I think after that, they all have to defeat the 7 weird niggas of the continent. So this show keeps a theme. It keeps a motif, for sure. But we're introduced to Jedi, who gets sexier later in the series.
Are you human? He's like, shit, I don't know.
Shit, I don't know, bro. I'm just an old anime dude, bro.
Shit, maybe not.
Yeah, he's like, listen, all I can tell you is you need to find the tags and the crests to be able to have your Digimon evolve even further. Like, evolve even further. In my brain, I'm like, yes, they continue to evolve. Mind you, at this point, I had already started looking on the internet for like how these niggas evolve. So I was very excited about how all this was going to actually go down. But it was like, okay, you need to get the tags and you need to get the crests. They find all the tags in one place, but the crests are all around the continent of the server. But also trying to stand in their way is Edamon, who in the Japanese version is a standard villain, but in the English version is a Elvis cosplaying monkey. The dark network of Edamon, I think his theme is cool, like the network of it, like dark network, cables, all this other stuff like that. I think that's an interesting kind of like take on things, but realistically, he also doesn't last that very long in the show as well.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Skull Greymon?
Oh, easily bottom 3 designs I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that shit is so ass.
He's just a skull and bones who like launches a chicken nugget at niggas.
Oh my gosh, I gotta find the meme that shows like it was like how Pokemon evolutions go, how Digimon evolutions go.
Right. It's like really
it's like at the end there's like a refrigerator with guns coming out of it.
We could talk about guns because I want to talk about
this bitch, don't they?
I want to talk about the game at some point during this. The new game that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen anything about it.
I have.
But
doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. So we get to Skull Greymon because Tai himself, he's very like main character energy. I'm the leader. I got the goggles. I'm making the shit happen. So he gets his crest and he's like, nah, we need to beat Edamon now. I need to make him evolve now. So he stuffs Agumon with food. He's like, yo, you're going to digivolve. You're going to digivolve to the ultimate level. So he eventually forces it. It's this dark evolution shit where he evolves into Skull Greymon, and then it's like that's not Greymon, that's not Agumon at all. And then Skull Greymon starts beating the shit out of his friends. Find you, he kills the other Greymon for sure. Like he's definitely dead, right? Like he launched him into the screen and then sent a rocket at him. So whatever that Greymon was made out of, the other Greymon was made out of, he is back to digital dust at this point. Then Skull Greymon begins like beating the shit out of Birdramon. First of all, Birdramon, talking about Yuckmouth Bird. Come on, man.
Yeah,
we could have done
great value Moltres here.
That's all I thought about. Crazy. Gets a great ultimate version, but the first of all, the ultimate version is crazy because Birdramon Digivolve on. I forgot what her ultimate version is called.
All these too. I can't remember a single Mon name. I'm just like they were just throwing letters together and just calling them.
Hey man, I was in the field, bro. I've watched this at least like 40 million times. So Garudamon, mind you, I think it's a girl, but also it's like, you know what? Let me keep that to myself. I don't know what Garudamon identifies as, but it's not a girl. I'll tell you that. With that said, most of these the other Digimon, like the things that come out in the world, like you can do a big guess of it, of like, you know, other stuff like that. But I don't remember the non-main ones essentially, except like the villains. I can remember the villains. I can remember Digidestined. I can remember the people that they fought against. But if you ask me to Dramojamon? Nah, fuck nah. We not remembering that nigga. But so we get more. He eventually Skull Greymon comes. Then Ty has regrets. He's like, man, I can't have him evil evolve again. I was so crazy. So
your nigga became an AAU basketball trying to train that boy like
yeah, right.
no, extra laps.
So they eventually go to Edamon's pyramid to find Sora's crest. Eventually, Sora gets kidnapped by Datamon, who's also inconsequential in the show. Ty gets the courage at some point to go through various electrical gates because he's like, man, these could kill me. They learned that essentially, like, if you die in the digital world, you will die in the real world. Essentially, maybe. But I mean, I don't think we see anyone die in this show, unfortunately. Not the real people, not yet. Anyway, season 2 we'll get when we get to the weirdo pedo guy. But eventually, this spawns into them. He gets the courage. You know what I'm saying? Because he has the crest of courage. So he gets the courage to be able to save all of his friends, which evolves him in the Metal Greymon, and they defeat Edamon. But then a portal shows up out of nowhere, which transfers Ty and Koromon back into the real world. And then we head into episode 21, which is probably the most important, probably the best animated episode of the entire season by far. And it's low key, I think it's recognizable as probably one of the best episodes because it's the actual episode where the series shifts, the things in the past are referenced, even though you don't really get it in the show. So, like, if you watch the movie, you know that Kari has encountered Koromon before, but when she gets to this part of the show, because they probably didn't see the movie, to be honest with you, they're just like, I don't know, it's just Koromon. It's just Koromon's just Koromon. You know what I'm saying? This was the first episode I watched, so just because I love this episode a lot. I love the colors of it. I love the animation of it. I love the Japan of it. I love.
We never even talk about how Edamon looks like a damn nightclub DJ. I think he's a festival DJ for sure.
He is, absolutely. And then he comes back in the show with a mega version, which also looks kind of tough to Loki.
Yeah, no, he's definitely on some waiting for the beat drop.
Molly, a lot of Molly.
Through his system.
Yeah, Molly and bananas. But this final episode, just great episode. You kind of see where at first they show up into this world, this digital world, and they don't know how to do, but they really just want to get out. But then you see by this final episode, you see he's really become attached to it and realizes how much of an effect that saving the digital world will have on saving the actual real world. So he now has the responsibility of going back from himself. But this final episode, episode 21, I can't say more good things about this. This is probably, again, one of my favorite episodes, one of the episodes I wanted to reach for in this thing, because it changes the entire dynamic of the show. Ty comes back. He's much more assertive in his like direction. Before he, again, like you said, kid who wore basketball shorts to school, always sports, but he evolves into an actual leader in this thing. Everyone's gonna get ultimate versions. You know what I'm saying? And you get the better villain of the show, which is the Myotismon villain. And this entire arc moving forward, I kind of wish we did this as well, because the best arc of the show is when they jump back into the real world and shit is starting to go left when they look for the 8th Digi-Destined, which we learn by the end of this thing that it's Kari. But overall, I think Digimon is an interesting show. Again, I think people love it because of the continuity of it, the consistency of it. But it also has its drawbacks. Like, if you're not into an extremely corny dub, you will probably not like this because the dub is cornball. I don't think any kid who started watching anime like 2010 or after would like this show.
No, absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. Like the replay value of this is like, I don't think my kid would like this.
It's for kids. It's for kids though.
But she watched a little bit of it, but most of the time she was just like, the characters look weird. That's all she kind of, that was kind of.
I mean, they do.
But I don't think. I mean,
if you watch Pokemon before this, all these little niggas look weird.
Oh yeah, for sure. And she thought, she was like, "Is this a different version of Pokemon?" And I was just like, "Nah, it's not, gang."
Literally, everyone in 1999 said,
"Yeah, nah, this is not Pocket Monsters. This is Digital Monsters, kid." But no, I think like it was made for early 2000s kid though. I don't think kids now will be like, see this and be like, "Man, this shit kind of heat."
No, not at all.
I think you would have to get them to the game first, and then show them this. But I don't think this would be the introduction.
You gotta give them the announcement of the announcement. That's what you gotta do.
I think with Digimon, especially nowadays, they know that the reason why people enjoy this and people go back to it is because of nostalgia. And I know they know this because they recreated this damn thing about 8 times during reboots and movies and all types of things. They know that the nostalgia is the driving force behind this, because it's very hard to get kids nowadays into Digimon. Just the premise of it is very, I guess, pastiche, as having a companion to go along with you on your journey is very late 90s, early 2000s. Because if the main character isn't whooping ass, I don't think anyone cares about the show, to be honest with you. I think the same thing goes for Pokemon. Pokemon, by God willing, still making money, hand over fist, still producing anime episodes for whatever reason. I can't imagine many people are watching this shit on Netflix still. I just can't imagine. It's just not. I see no one talk about it except people who love Pokemon, but like love Pokemon. And I used to be one of those people because I stuck with the anime way longer than everybody else. But I don't think you can make this kind of anime in 2000. And then they attempted in 2020 with the version that came out then. And I think while it did have an anime aspect to it, it missed a lot of the charm of the original series. Which is a big driving point of why people love the early Digimon series, albeit corny. The jokes and the voices, you remember Gilmon, you know what I'm saying? Even in season 3, and his voice and all this other stuff like that. You remember how cool the kids were. You remember how not cool the kids were. You remember kind of all these moments that go along with it. So the 2020 reboot to me kind of fell flat a lot. 1, pacing of it is terrible. 2, doesn't have the villains that it is here. 3, I think they overcomplicated the digital aspect of this shit. Like, essentially you're in the internet trying to defeat viruses and all this other shit like that. Like, I was like, bro, all right, y'all doing too much, nigga. Get me to Bergermon. You know what I'm saying? Get me to a Kakumon. Get me there, bro. So I think, this series, the reason I picked this was heavily because of nostalgia. I wanted to go back to where I was once when I was watching this show. I kind of want to finish it. But also we have to start Space Dandy as well. But I kind of want to finish this. But it's a good series, man. This is for the time. For the time, it was a good series. For the time.
It's kind of crazy that Hulu is about to take them off.
Right. Sorry, guys. Binge it very quickly if you can. This was on Hulu for years.
And it expires on Tuesday.
But here's my thing, though. Hulu does that shit, though. Hulu would be like, it expires on Tuesday, and then you wake up Wednesday, and the shit is still there. So, I don't know. Sometimes they give it an extra 30 days, but I know that their Toei Animation is prioritizing their YouTube. I think they're seeing how well Yu-Gi-Oh! Is holding up on YouTube. Like, so Pokemon went to YouTube. they had Pokemon TV, which is an app, and then decided like this isn't dumb. Who are we paying to maintain this fucking app? Niggas who like Pokemon. Fuck that. So they've essentially started uploading their entire library to YouTube, which has been very successful. A lot of episodes with millions of views, millions of watch. You can watch it anytime. Yu-Gi-Oh has done the same thing. I mean, on anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, the channel has all the episodes, but the Anime Vault channel is pretty successful in uploading episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is how I watched it when we went over the series, and then the so now I think Toei Animation is trying to do the same thing.
Which they should, because they have a lot of great series that, you know, either aren't readily available or are just, you know, not One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Also, niggas not trying to, come on, man. Really trying to.
Not One Piece, Dragon Ball, or Sailor Moon. Put them out there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. The day Dragon Ball ends up on fucking, I mean, it's already on YouTube, depending on how you want to see it. But the day Dragon Ball, they start uploading Dragon Ball episodes to YouTube. Bye Crunchyroll.
Million views instantly.
Yeah, I will be there for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Skip the openings. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a marathon. Give me the Boo arc, 4-hour thing. Actually, it'll probably be like 9
extended
hours.
Cut.
Yeah, give me that, man. It just is what it is. But Digimon, yeah, it's jumping off of Hulu. But I think it's going to be very successful on YouTube. If they truly upload that episode by episode, I think it can be very successful on YouTube for sure. But don't bullshit me. Don't give me fucking seconds out of the episode. I need the whole episode on YouTube. With that said, this has been Digimon. I mean, selfishly, I want to do the rest of it. So
let's do it. I'm down. Fuck it. Let's do the rest of the series.
Yes. Selfishly, I want to do the rest of the series because I think the rest of it's way better than the first half. But we had to get through the first half to get to the next half.
Nah, this is a good way to introduce, because I would have been trying to have to pull comments out my ass if we were trying to break this first part down.
You're like, okay, wait. If we had started, I thought about starting in the Myotismon thing, but then I was like, let's introduce everyone back to all these other people for sure. So maybe at a later point. Again, we've done Digimon season 2, kind of just the first part of it. So we still have to return to that as well. I think they're all good arcs until they get bad, and then they get bad. Season 3 is also pretty cool. I mean, I would also love to talk about that at some point. Who knows at this point?
I like 4 mainly because of the fusion stuff, but like, you know, that's a hit or miss right there.
It is. I'm not a big fan of Fusion. I watched the beginning of 4, but I never saw how it ended. So I'm down to actually watch that as well. Hopefully they will be uploaded to YouTube. But with that said, I mean, if you guys enjoyed Digimon, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for, you know, all of us here in our sleeveless turtlenecks, just vibing with digital devices. Thank you guys for tuning in.
With gloves on.
Yeah. In 2 weeks, we'll be back to be doing Space Dandy. I've never seen Space Dandy at all. I'm interested to see how this goes. Give us a taste, Jamal. What's Space Dandy about? Why should we watch it?
Because first of all, it's made by the great Watanabe, who did Cowboy Bebop.
Right.
You know, and just finished up Lazarus, which was really good, by the way. You know, it's about a guy in space that's trying to find rare aliens and get money for finding rare aliens, and he runs into shenanigans, and I think it's funny, and I think it's drawn really cool, and fuck it, we're gonna go do it. We haven't done Space Dandy on here. It's kind of niche. It's a pocket thing, you know. Let's Kame. Sometimes you got to throw on the cult classics, you know.
Absolutely.
Listen, so sometimes at movie night you gotta make everybody watch you know, like Paid in Full or some shit like that. Like, you know.
Paid in Full. I'm dead. Absolutely right. So we'll be covering Space Dandy in 2 weeks, and make sure if you guys want to catch up to us, definitely tune into the series as well. Let us know what you think of this episode. Let us know if you're into Digimon at all. If you want us to do more of the Digimon stuff, let us know. Big Eyes
is back next week.
Big Eyes is back next week. What are we doing next week? Is there a plan?
Is it Kaiju, right?
I don't think Kaiju's over yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's over yet.
Oh, wait.
I don't think it'll be over.
I thought it would be over around then, but I don't think it's going to be over.
Hold on. Let me look at the schedule.
I think it's a July.
I said
13th or something.
It's like 17th on the.
Yes, y'all got a couple more weeks.
I think they skipped it. I think they skipped the actual scheduling,
which is bullshit. Like, if it's gonna be the last chapter, like, end this shit. Come on, man.
You know what? Hey, we got something for y'all on Big Eyes next week. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Back, just lock in, strap in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just log in. Log in. You know, talk about anything realistically. So just strap. Lock in.
Manga talk.
Manga talk next week on Big Eyes Podcast. 2 weeks, Space Dandy. This has been Summer in Kame House. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.